Mike McElroy here with Timeless Fence System, and today we're going to look at how do you decide what size T-post to put in your fence. And right off, I just want to let you know that Timeless Fence has three different sizes. There's 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and then 2 1/8. So how do you determine which one to use in a fencing operation? Typically, the 1 3/4 inches is designed for a perimeter fence. But there's a lot of things that you've got to take in consideration. It can be terrain, it can be the animal type, and aesthetics is a big part of it too. So I'm not going to tell you that the 1 3/4 inches is the only thing you can use for a perimeter fence. If you have small animals, such as sheep and goats, and you want a lot of flexibility in your fence, you can use 1.5 inches. Nothing wrong with that. Then if you're wanting aesthetics, you want it to stand out a little bit, maybe you've got horses, then the 2 1/8 would be the one that you might want to consider. So there's not a set situation that you'd have to have. You know, you can use any of them for a perimeter, but typically our 1 3/4 inches is for a perimeter fence, and then the 1.5 inches is for the interior fence. We have, of course, different lengths. This happens to be a 5.5 foot, and this is probably one of our most popular T-posts that we have, the 5.5 and the 6 foot by 1 3/4. And I chose the 5.5 today just for the simple fact that the majority of the fences that are installed are 4 foot tall. The T-post is 4 foot above the ground. So with all of our Timeless fence posts, we have a sticker on the bottom, and it shows that you bury the post to the top of this sticker. So that makes it very convenient, and that gives you about 6 inches of good solid material, the back rib here, for strength close to the bottom of the ground. So you drive this 18 inches in the ground, and then you've got 4 foot of post on top of the ground. Your first hole right here is 2 inches below the top, so that would give your top wire at the height of 46 inches. So the fence that we have right here, just for example, we did use the 5.5 foot, and this is going to be for cattle. And on this particular one, we used a 4 foot, or the 5.5 foot post, 4 foot above the ground. And our top wire is in that top hole, so it's at 46 inches. And then we went 9 inches, 9 inches, and 9 inches. And that was our spacing on this particular one. You know, when you have small animals, your spacing is going to be different. We're going to talk about that in our next video. But for right now, you know, there's not really a one size fits all situation for everybody. It's just a personal preference of which one of these that you want to use. If you want something that's a little more rigid, not as flexible, but a little more rigid, then the 2 1/8 post would be the choice, you know, to have, because it's a little bit stiffer. It's still going to flex, okay, but it is a lot more rigid than, we'll say, the 1.5 inches, which is a lot more flexible. So you just have to kind of look at your situation, the type of animals that you have, your terrain, and what pleases your eye, and then that will really help you make a decision on which size of these posts that you would like to have in your operation. You know, we'll be glad to talk with you and visit with you on the phone, help you out any way that we can. If you need any assistance, just feel free to call us at 800-788-4709.